Yes, people, welcome to the Shoestring Budget Podcast. It's Wednesday, which can mean only one thing. It is the JD and Tom show. How you doing, Tom?
Oh, good, bro. How are you?
Good, lad. Yes, I'm very well, thank you. So, the big game today, Manchester United take on Tottenham Hotspur. I believe it's a 8:15 kickoff at Old Trafford. Historically big game. Obviously, recent history hasn't been the best for Manchester United. I mean, we did win last season with the Ronaldo hat-trick, but I still have nightmares from that 6-2 defeat at Old Trafford, and that was a very haunting experience. What are your thoughts on today's game, and are you excited for this game?
I'm very excited. I'm always excited when it comes to Man United versus Tottenham. I don't know why. It's just one of them games. I was more nervous about United versus Newcastle, but when it comes to United playing Tottenham, I don't know. I'm all for it. I can't wait for it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, brilliant stuff. Well, we're going to dive into that. So hold your horses, and we will go into more depth on your thoughts on that game. On this game coming up. We just want to give a big shout out. As you can see in the top corner, we are now sponsored and we're working in partnership with balltactics.com. If you guys haven't been there, make sure you check it out. It's a fantastic website. It's got all the stuff about Manchester United, all the previews as well as the reviews. The best thing about it for me, what I found, is after a game when you're feeling really frustrated and players haven't been performing, you can go onto their website and you can see a fantastic write-up from Joseph and the team there. Definitely worth a check out, and check out the bios for the players as well. They're very, very amusing. So big shout out to balltactics.com for sponsoring the show. A shout out to Katie and Rob in the comments. I believe Rob is a Tottenham fan. Is it Rob Birch? It is indeed. Big up to Rob, and he is a Spurs fan. He texted me earlier today, says it's going to be a 2-0 Tottenham Hotspur win. Now, this is a game I think is going to be... No, Tom's not having it. Tom is not having it.
Not having it, no.
No, today is going to be a ridiculously tight game, I think. I think there's only a goal in it. Now, we did ask Manchester United fans on Twitter what they thought. Most people were coming back with 1-0 United wins or 2-1s. There was no... I think Leclerc, actually, a guy called Leclerc put there was a 2-0 win on Manchester United. But most predictions have put this as a very, very tight game between the two teams. What are your thoughts, Tom? What do you think the scores are going to be?
Thing is with Spurs, I think they always manage to score against us. But what I'm hoping is tonight United can actually they can be lethal when it comes to in front of goal, because we saw against Newcastle they weren't lethal enough. You know, there was not enough chances created. They found themselves passing back a lot and side to side. But I do think Spurs always manage to score against us. But, you know, after seeing the performance against teams like Everton and Newcastle, I think we will win, but I think it will be a 2-1 to United.
2-1 to United. We've got Katie in the comments has put 2-1 United for me. It's going to be so close. And Rob has gone Kane, Son, 3-5-2 formation for us. Haven't really watched United this season. And Son is one to watch out for with Spurs, is another comment that's come in. I think it's going to be a 1-0 or a 2-1 Manchester United win. I do think we'll win tonight. I do think Rashford will get on the score sheet as well. He is long overdue a goal. But I'm not looking forward. I hate this game, to be honest. This is one of them fixtures I really dislike. And I don't know why, to be honest. I think before the 6-1 or 6-2, whatever it ended up being, that broke me, and I think I've never mentally recovered from that defeat. We can rest assured that Harry Maguire isn't playing, because that was the day I really sort of turned on Maguire. I think that was the day where I lost faith in him. And I feel more comfortable with the back two of Martinez and Varane, both of which are said to be fit and ready to play this game, which is great news. We will talk about the team. So I gave my team prediction yesterday, and I spoke about obviously Christian Eriksen. Now we were missing him against Newcastle. That was a huge loss. And we sort of really lacked creativity without him. Now there is talk, and it is obviously still early doors, there is a player having a late fitness check for this fixture. And it was also reported earlier by BBC Sport that Eriksen has arrived in his tracksuit, so he could be playing a part in this game. How important do you think Christian Eriksen is in this Manchester United squad?
No, he's one of our best players. He has been this season. I think what it is, we lack that creativity in the midfield. Apart from Christian Eriksen, he gives us that creativity. You know, he makes passes that other players can't see. So I think you see it when, like on the weekend when we played Newcastle, there was just, like I said, there was nothing there. It was just going side to side, and it was just going back. Whereas Eriksen's always looking forward. He's looking for that pass. So I'm hoping he starts tonight because, like I say, he gives us that creativity we need, and he's an amazing player.
Okay, so let's go with the worst case scenario. So let's say if Christian Eriksen isn't fit for this game. Let's say he's not fit. Who is your midfield? What does your midfield look like?
So obviously, if we're going with the midfield three, kind of like in that part, then it'd probably have to be Bruno, Casemiro. Oh, I don't know. Who played on the weekend?
We had Fred. Fred played against Newcastle.
Oh, that's who it was. Yeah. But no, Scott instead of Fred.
Yeah, Scott McTominay. I think I've gone with Scott McTominay as well, as you can see on the screen. You should be able to see on the screen now. Scott McTominay, somebody that has really surprised us this season and kept Casemiro on the bench for quite a while. Casemiro has now come into his own, and I am starting to feel that he is a mainstay in this team. And how are you?
Go on, sorry.
No, I was about to ask, what are your thoughts on Casemiro as well? I haven't asked you about him. What do you think he's brought to Manchester United?
Well, I think what it was with him at the start, he's never played in the Premier League, has he? Mm-hmm. So he needs that time to adjust because it is a different league than La Liga. There's more aggressive. There's more aggressive defenders. In fact, every player in every position is more aggressive. Regardless. So I think he needed the time, but every now and then he is a bit sloppy, but he can't be perfect. I think he definitely does give us that bit more edge of security and defence. Even though he sits in front of the defenders, but he's always there when you need him to be there, and he's always putting a foot in, getting a challenge in. Whereas I feel like when we didn't have him, there was, especially because last year we had Fred and McTominay. There wasn't really that level there. If you know what I mean? Scott McTominay was always like trying to get forward, same as Fred. Whereas Casemiro, he sits back and he gets forward. So
he does really well.
I do like him. I think he's definitely improved. He's definitely improved the team.
Yeah, I was a bit negative towards him. I'm just going to go through some of these comments very quickly because they are coming in. So thank you to everyone that's dropped a comment. I've got from Rob: Ronaldo starts tonight. He will score. Bruno's not been himself this season. Now we will talk about Bruno Fernandes because I think I can't dispute that he has not been himself again this season. We're seeing moments. Say again, sorry, Tom.
I was gonna say just like about Fernandes. I was like, it might sound weird, but I'd like to actually see that midfield three of Casemiro, Eriksen, and Scott McTominay.
I think it's going to be an interesting one. I would like to see that. Eriksen could play in the 10 in place of Bruno, and you could have holding two of Casemiro and Scott McTominay who can do the runaround work. It could be interesting. I'm just going to have a look through here. Midfield without Eriksen has to be Casemiro, Bruno, and McTominay, or McTominay or Fred. I mean, I don't want to see Fred again after Sunday's game. No, thank you. As shout out as well here to It's North OMG. As long as Spurs doesn't score first, I have faith we will break through them. If we can get an early goal, they will have to attack and actually play, so that will play into our hands. Now that is a great point, that early goal. Again, something else I'll allude to on Twitter, I'll refer to on Twitter, was that Manchester United need to start fast and we need to get that early goal. That early goal is massively key to our game.
That's the thing, though. That's the thing United have kind of struggled with this season, is getting goals. Because we might have won so many games after the Brentford defeats, but not many goals have actually been scored. There's been 1-0s and stuff like that. So I think we lack that person up front who can actually get us goals.
Well, we went through the stats yesterday in the game in the podcast we did yesterday. I went through the stats, and in the opening 9 games for Manchester United this season, we've only scored 13 goals, which is absolutely appalling. I mean, Tottenham have scored nearly twice as many as we have, considering they're spoken about as their defensive team. They've outscored us, so it's a big worry. Katie's put Casemiro is definitely slowly but surely settling more into the team. Hope he keeps it up. Totally agree. If Spurs score first, I think we will score more, but if you score, it makes the game open up. Again, Manchester United, their best performances have come when teams attack us and teams come onto us. Now, again, going back to this sort of defensive slur that has been put on Tottenham, whether or not it's right or not, I don't think it is. I've seen some games of Tottenham. I don't think they've been playing fantastically aggressive or attacking football, but I don't think they just sit back and defend. I do see a good team. I can see what Conte wants to do. But what I would say is that if Manchester United concede first, they will go into a low block because they know we can't break that down. And they'll grind out a 1-0, or they'll hit us on a counter and get a 2-0 or a 3-0. We need to score first and then let them come at us and we can counter-attack. We are probably one of the best counter-attacking teams in the country, if not Europe. So, yeah, I'm intrigued to see how this is going to go. But that early goal is key. So that's a great point. It's North OMG, great point. So, on to Bruno Fernandes very quickly. Should he start today, in your opinion? And will he start?
No, not really. If it's down to my opinion, then no. I don't see why he should. Because I think Eriksen is a far better player than Bruno Fernandes. Loads better.
So would you not rather see Eriksen and Bruno playing together, or would you rather see McTominay take over from Bruno and put Eriksen in the 10?
I would like it's something different, and the thing is with Bruno, he kind of reminds me of Trent a bit because he's always looking for that amazing pass. You know, he's never just thinking of the close pass, or the easy pass. He's always thinking of, oh, I can get an assist here. Or, he's just looking for the hard passes that'll impress on the cameras. That's it. That's all. When he's playing well, when he's actually on his game, amazing player, unreal. But lately, he just hasn't been that player. He hasn't been that Bruno that we had 2 years ago.
Now, yesterday I made the argument, maybe poorly, and I'd love to hear what you think on this. So I made the argument yesterday that I put a lot of Manchester United's problems down to having Ronaldo on the pitch. They're not necessarily Ronaldo's not playing badly or anything like that, but having Ronaldo in the team slows us down and makes us play in a different style that I don't think suits the players around him. So I made the case for Bruno yesterday when Ronaldo's not started, and this has been last season as well. Statistically, Bruno Fernandes performs at a higher level and he does more things. Same with Anthony, same with Sancho. Now, if you have a more mobile striker, someone like Marcus Rashford or Anthony Martial, who I know is injured for this game, you can make so many more link-up plays, and I think that's where Bruno really thrives, as do the wingers, as do the fullbacks. I think we do play a different style with Cristiano Ronaldo in the team. So, on that note, do you think this is a game where we should be dropping Cristiano Ronaldo and having, for example, Marcus Rashford as our sort of main number 9 down the middle?
Yeah, because you know what, I definitely do, because what I think it is with Ronaldo is he can't or doesn't make the runs that you see Rashford making. So there's no chance of getting that ball over the top because he isn't making the runs, and when he does, 9 times out of 10, like this season, he's been offside. He's just not there. But I feel like if we had Anthony on the right, Sancho on the left, or even maybe Elanga, and then Rashford up top in central, I feel like that's a lot better, and that plays more to Bruno. But like you say, with Ronaldo there, I just don't think he hasn't got it in his locker, to make the runs or anything. So it's one of them. You don't want to drop a player like Ronaldo, but in some cases, I suppose you have to.
I've been a Ronaldo fanboy since he first came to United. I saw him, like I say, I've seen him from his debut right up until this moment. So I will always be a big fan of Ronaldo. However, I look at the squad and I look at our games and I think, and maybe even statistically, I've not looked into this, but I should. Statistically, I think we score more and we play better without Cristiano Ronaldo in the team. Again, I've got to reiterate that isn't an attack on Ronaldo. That's not me saying I think Ronaldo is terrible, blah, blah, blah. I think the players around him do not suit his style. We have a much more fluid front line. And I think Ronaldo being taken out of that team will help us.
Yeah, we're a lot quicker than the other players. Because obviously they're a lot younger. They're also a lot quicker on the ball and a lot quicker when playing football. Whereas Ronaldo, with his age getting to him and that, he's a lot slower. So I think the pace that United want to play at isn't matching Ronaldo. But we can't just drop it because of one player. So you have to drop that one player so the whole team can play the style that we need to play.
Well, it's come out as well today. I'm just going to catch up very quickly in a second with the comments, so please keep them coming in. We will catch up with you guys. It came out today from Fabrizio Romano as well as other reporters that Cody Gakpo has spoken out about his want or his wish to join Manchester United over the summer, and it got down to the last few weeks and then we pulled the plug on that. Now, obviously, with Martial's injury track record, it's not even a case of hindsight. We should have been signing Cody Gakpo. It was rumoured to be around £30 million for his release clause. He would fit perfectly into this Erik Ten Hag system, and I think he'd be a perfect replacement for Cristiano Ronaldo. But looking at this game today, I think Ronaldo should be benched. Whether or not that happens is a different matter. Now, in the comments, I've got here, I think leave Bruno out potentially, just see how different the midfield is without him. Good point. Eli says hello to both of you and he wants Bruno to score. Hello, Eli. Big shout out to you. It's North OMG's put Fred. Oh, Fred rumoured to start. Oh, dear.
Oh, don't give me this.
I mean, obviously it's unconfirmed yet. I think it's another half an hour.
Let's just take the main word in that sentence right there is rumoured. So
I don't want that. I don't want that. And Rob has put, we've got Dyer in defence. It makes defensive errors from him. Romero is best defender by a mile for us. Ronaldo still a top player. Ronaldo is still a top player. He can still do it. And in a way, I could understand the argument against a slower defence in people like Eric Dyer, who's not known for their pace. I think he could maybe do a bit of damage against them, but I do see a difference in the way Manchester United play when he's in the squad, and it's not always positive. So the big problem we've had, it seems, this season is taking our chances. So yesterday I reeled off the statistics, and like I say, it was 13 goals in our opening 9 games. But the one that got me the most, it was something like 114 shots that we've had this season, and only sort of 42 of them have been on target or something like that. We've got like a 37% accuracy. It's really, really bad. That's like pro clubs figures.
Yeah,
it really
is.
That's
not. No.
So we've got to take our chances today. Tottenham are not going to let us have too many chances, too many sniffs. So hit me with your full lineup then. Let's start from the back, and basing this on Eriksen being fit and available, I'll let you have that.
Okay, so back 4. The goalkeeper is going to have to hit. Back 4, don't fix what isn't broken. So I'd still go with your Dalot, Varane, Eriksen, and Luke Shaw, to be fair, because I think we're seeing an improvement in him. That's my back line. Well, what about you?
I agree. I'm really shocked at how Luke Shaw sort of found his form again. We have said, and I've said many times, that having competition helps Luke Shaw. I think he needs a push, and having Tyrone Malacia come in and take his space almost immediately has reawoken the Shawberto Carlos, and we're going to be seeing more from him. So hit me with your midfield.
Like I said, but what I feel like it's going to be, I feel like it'll be Casemiro, Fred, and Bruno.
Yeah. I've gone with
But
McTominay just
yeah.
in case Ericsson isn't there. But like I say, for you, I'll let Ericsson. Ericsson can be fit for your selection.
I would like it. I would like it to be okay. Casemiro, Bruno, and Ericsson, but I feel like it's going to be Casemiro, Fred, and Bruno. So
Based on the comments from It's North, I think it could be a case of Fred starting. And if Fred starts, we've got big problems. Although I will say this in his defence, because like I do like to look at things sometimes from a more sensible point of view as opposed to an emotional point of view. Statistically, the other day against Newcastle, he had some of the best stats out of our whole 11. Some of our more creative play came from Fred, which I was really shocked at. But it also highlights the fact it still finished 0-0 shows if all our creativity came through Fred, it's probably why it finished 0-0. But let's move on to your front three.
right, what I would like to see is Sancho on the left, Rashford up top, and Anthony on the right.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's probably going to be Rashford on the left, Ronaldo up front, and Anthony on the right.
So I've gone with that. I've gone with Rashford through the middle. In case there was a comment. The only reason I've based it on that was there was a comment that Erik ten Hag made after the Newcastle game when Ronaldo went off shaking his head and sort of giving it the whole, I'm fed up of being subbed and whatever. Which fair enough. Ronaldo always does. No matter who you are, Ronaldo does that. But Erik ten Hag said something along the lines of, "You need to show me that you want to play." It's all well and good reacting like that, but you have to show me. Which, to me, implies anyway that he wasn't particularly impressed with Ronaldo's performance against Newcastle. And based on that assumption, I've gone with Marcus Rashford down the middle. But I think you could be right. I think Rashford on the left, Ronaldo down the middle, and Anthony. Anthony's been fantastic. I hope we get to see a bit more of him today. I think he might have a bit of fun today. There's no Emerson Royale. He's suspended after the North London derby defeat. I think that's the only game Tottenham have lost this year. So
isn't Emerson Royale a right back then?
He's a right back, yeah, but I'm just thinking of the fullbacks because Anthony does swap in the Newcastle game. He did change flanks quite a few times, so. I would have liked to have seen that matchup because I think he would have had Royale on toast, to be honest, which sounds like a nice sort of breakfast dish, I must admit. But yeah, I think he would have destroyed him. So we'll have to wait and see. But what was your score prediction again?
2-1 United.
2-1 United. I'm going to go with a 2-1 United. I'm feeling it. And your first goal scorer?
Christian Eriksen. It's got to be against his old club.
Christian Eriksen. Could you imagine absolute scenes that would be? Well, thank you.
I think it'll be Rashford. Sorry,
Rashford. No, that's good. I'm gonna go with. Do you know what? Just to prove me wrong, I'm gonna go with a Ronaldo, so he can shoo, and then I'll be like, yeah, my bad. And then I'll have to come and eat humble pie after the game. So make sure as well, guys, you come and join us after the game. I'll be here doing the match review straight after the game, and you'll see me either happy or crying or a bit of in between. And make sure you get in the comments and give me some abuse that I probably deserve after this preview. Thank you as ever, Tom. We'll have to come and do this again very soon. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
we're gonna win.
I love that. See that's the belief right there. I love that. Couple of comments before we go. 2-1 United for me. First goal from Rashford or Anthony. Peace. Thank you to everyone in the comments that has joined us tonight and has watched along. Really appreciate you as always. Make sure you check out our sponsors, boldtactics.com. The link is in the description. Make sure you click and check that out. Show Joseph and the team some support there. And we will see you after the game.